Hey everybody, Steve Bergen here, and this is an introduction to Flippity, which is a cool Google add-on that does a bunch of things, one of which is turn spreadsheets into flashcards. So you go to flippity.net, not com, flippity.net, you type that into the URL box, you'll get to this web page, and you can see lots of things to catch your attention. But where I want you to focus is down here where you're going to make your own set of flashcards. It begins, even though we'll come back here, it begins by clicking on this template, and you either need to sign in now to your Google Drive account, or if you've signed in, you're fine. Now I'm going to make a copy of their template because I have to use their template. Now take a little time to look what we have here. We have column A in this spreadsheet are questions. We have column B are answers. We have colors for the cards and color for the text. Then we have a few codes. So I'm going to come over here and say, what is the exact URL for Google Drive? You should know the answer to this from last week. It is drive.google.com. I'm going to say, is Google Drive drawing object-oriented or bitmapped? You should know the answer from lesson 1 is the answer. It is object-oriented. It works with objects. I'm going to decide, just arbitrary, that I want this to be a green card and I want this to be a purple card. Okay, I'm going to say identify this picture. Actually, I think I'm just going to put the URL here. So I happen to have a URL of my Larry Bird doll. And if you don't believe me, you could go to make a new window, and you could type in Larry Bird doll on Google. And if you go to images, about 4 of these are my images of my Larry Bird doll. I actually own 2 of them. This is one with my niece. And if you visit the page, if you view the image, you could get the URL. So I'll take this URL and I'll copy it. And I'll put that in here. And here I'll say, name the player. And I'll have the text color here be green. Green for the Celtics. I'll make this column a little wider. And what else? You can even work with videos, right? So I have a Larry Bird video URL, and I'll copy and paste it and put it here. And I'll say, how many years did Larry Bird play? Now, I'm not quite using the right format here, but that's okay. You get the idea. What else do you see in the top half? You see the code of I and /I. So, not that you have to do this, but I'm going to go exact. I'm going to put I in bracket and /I. That's a little bit of a language called HTML, and I'm just showing it to you, not that you really care or it's important. There's a sub and there's a /sub for subscripts. We will skip that. BR means go to the next line. You don't have to do any of this. But I'm going to come down here and go BR, and I'm going to say answer 13. Okay, now I only kept the stuff in rows 2 to 12 to have a reference for what I wanted. So now I'll highlight 2 through 12 and I will delete those rows. So my flashcards for this are going to be based upon these 4 questions. Okay? After you do this, step 2, and it's all described on the Flippity page, is you go to File and you choose Publish to the Web. File, Publish to the Web. You choose publish. It confirms that, and it generates an ugly URL. You copy it by using the key on your keyboard. You copy it. You paste that in to the second worksheet tab on the spreadsheet. One is called flashcards. The other is called get the link here. So in the blue spot, I click and paste in the URL that I got. And now this is all set. This is now the link to my Flippity flashcards. If I click on it, it goes right to that link. And now I have a green card because I made it green. I have exact URL is italicized. This is the correct answer. And this flips the card over. This means next card. You know the answer to that? There's no grading here. This is simply making cards for your students. Next card. Here's the picture of my niece, wonderful young girl, and there's the Larry Bird doll, and there's the flip side. Name the player, and next card. And that did not work. That's supposed to be the video. I must have messed up. I'm sorry about that, but I'll figure out and fix that. Now, in addition to generating flashcards, and you have some other options here, right? Each one of these things means something different. This means remove card. This means shuffle the deck so that the order will be different this time. This means flip to side 2, so you can go through it in a different way. And this means reload card. So these are all icons that when you hover, you get the meaning of what each one is. But in addition to that, you can get the questions that you put in list format, and you can get a little section that says print quiz, and you have some options for the number of questions. I can say just 1, 2, and you can have a format of fill in the blank or matching. And so this is all cool, right? It's absolutely very neat. Generate printable quiz, and it gets something like this. And this URL can be given out to students, right? So the URL that is here for your flashcards can be given out to your students. You can make it into a QR code. You can make it into a tiny URL, and it's very flexible. Now, on top of all that, Flippity.net has recently released 2 new add-ons. And you can do either the one that I've been emphasizing for a few years, or if you want, the same exact thing is here, where you can make a Flippity quiz show that's going to look like this, where you're basically making a Jeopardy board, but you made this Jeopardy board by dealing with a Google spreadsheet. In other words, if you go to instructions, see a demo, whoops, sorry, it is, apologize for that. Here's the template. So if you go to the template and you make a copy, it gives you this exact template, and now you can put other questions in here, right? You know, what player for the Celtics wore number 33, and then you put the answer in. And so you just modify their template right over here. Then you go to File, then you choose Publish to the web, just as you did before. You choose Publish. It generates a URL. You copy the URL. You go to the second tab. You click on Get the Link here. You come here and you paste. And now click here. This is your link right there. There's your link. And now you have a Jeopardy style game that can have 4 teams competing, and you click on it, and the questions that you put in are the questions that work. And there's a third one that the Flippity people have made for you called a certificate quiz. I'm not going to spend time right now doing that. Okay? So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you produce something, and I look forward to seeing what you produce. This is Steve Bergen signing off on Flippity. Enjoy. Bye.